Okay, so in hypopressives, what partly makes it different than just regular breathing, so it's not just breathing, it's not just box breathing or anything like that, is we actually have a specific technique that's called an apnea, or sometimes it'll be called a false inhale. This is where we hold our breath, and where we hold our breath is it needs to be put into your specific breathing pattern. So in hypopressives, after you've done an exhale and let your air out, that's where we practice holding our breath. Then we will teach you how to do the apnea, where you draw your rib cage open as if you were taking a breath, but because you've closed off your nose, mouth, and throat, like you were underwater, I always explain it as, this is going to create a vacuum effect on your pelvic floor. Okay. So during this vacuum effect, because we're not actually taking air in, the pelvic floor is going to get like drawn up in response to what's happening here at the diaphragm. Again, the pelvic floor and the diaphragm, there's that relationship. So we're training that automatic reaction of the pelvic floor. So this is where it's so awesome, because you're not going to be thinking about your pelvic floor. It is an automatic response to what's happening at the diaphragm. So the only time we don't do this particular part of hypopressives, there are a few contraindications. So if you by chance have a hernia in your diaphragm, you're going to want to skip just this part of it, okay? If you have any reflux symptoms, you may want to skip this part as well. If you have IBS or Crohn's, we recommend you don't do it if you're in a flare. Wait till you're feeling better. So that's more of a precaution. Generally speaking, too, if you have high blood pressure that is uncontrolled, generally it's recommended that you don't do any breath holding activities. So that would be another case where you just skip the apnea and just you would keep breathing. And otherwise, the only other one is if you are currently pregnant. If you're currently pregnant, you're going to skip the apnea and just breathe in the postures. So those are our contraindications to hyperpressives, the apnea piece of it. But otherwise, the postures and the breathing can still be performed by basically everybody.